Hello friends, welcome to English We Take by Dr. Vijay Shirsat. Friends, this video is going to be very important for the learners of English language. It's very important for those who want to improve their fluency in English language because I'm going to discuss a very important aspect of spoken English, and that aspect is the concept of accent. Many speakers want to speak fluent English. Many people ask, how can we speak fluent English? There are different aspects of fluent English. There are different aspects of fluency, and accent is one of those aspects. And therefore, I'm going to discuss the concept of accent in English. First of all, let's try to know what is an accent. Friends, the term accent refers to the way a person pronounces words. Generally, an accent is influenced by the speaker's native language, regional dialect, or speech patterns. The accent involves different pronunciation of vowels, consonants, stress patterns, and intonation. That is, the concept of accent includes pronunciation. It includes stress pattern and it includes intonation also. Friends, an accent changes as per geographical location, social factors, or individual language habits. That is, an accent varies according to the location, according to social factors, and personal language habits. There are different types of accent, and they are: one, regional accents. For example, British accent, American accent, Australian accent, etc. That is, when the accent differs, it changes as per the geographical locations. It is called regional accent. The second type of accent is foreign accents. When the non-native speakers of English language speak English, their accent is called a foreign accent. For example, Indian people speak English. English is not native language of Indian people, and therefore it is foreign language for Indian people, and therefore accent by the Indian people or accent of the Indian people can be called foreign accent. In this way, the accent of the non-native speakers of language can be called foreign accent. The third type of accent is social accents. It is associated with a particular group or class. You know, in our India also, we have a specific accent of the people living in the urban area, in the cosmopolitan cities. The people from the elite society have different accent from those who are from the lower class society. In this way, accent also changes as per the group, social group or social class, and such accent can be called social accent. Friends, an accent can affect the overall sound and rhythm of spoken language, and therefore it is very important aspect of spoken English. It includes variations in vowel sounds, consonant pronunciations, and word stress. They can contribute to the unique identity and cultural diversity of individuals and communities. It is very important to note that having an accent is a natural part of language acquisition. That is, the accent of every speaker develops naturally. It is outcome of our natural language habit, and therefore it is a part of language acquisition. It is a natural part of language acquisition. This is very important thing one should keep in mind. The speaker's accent does not show or indicate his proficiency or intelligence. Actually, still there is one more thing, that with certain practice, we can improve our accent. It is a part of practice. It is a part of skill. Accents should be loved and be given enough importance, as they reflect the rich linguistic diversity found all over the world. That is, most of the people generally underestimate those who do not those who have different aspect, a different accent, and many people laugh at others who have their own specific accent. Actually, their accent is a part of, it is a natural part of their language habit, and therefore they should not be laughed at. On the contrary, their accent reflects a variety, or it shows that, or it shows rich linguistic diversity. In this way, it should be loved, it should be celebrated, it should not be underestimated at any cost. Now, so far, I have discussed what is an accent. I have discussed the meaning and different elements and features of accent. Now, let me tell you how to mark the accent in English. In English, accent can be marked or indicated by placing a symbol called an accent mark. Here, this is the symbol. This is the symbol. It looks like apostrophe. It is marked by using this symbol. It is also called accent mark, or it is called stress mark also. And that accent mark is given on the stressed syllable in a word. Now you may have question in your mind, and that question is, what is a stressed syllable? Or friends, English is not a syllable timed language, but it is a stress timed language. Stress timed language. What is the difference between syllable timed language and stress timed language? In a syllable timed language, the speaker gives equal time to utter all the syllables in a word or sentence. That is, in syllable timed language, equal time is given to utter all the syllables in a word or sentence. It is called syllable timed language. That is, equal time is given to utter every syllable. Indian languages are the best example of syllable timed language. That is, when we utter a word, we give equal time to utter every syllable in that word or that sentence. And in this way, Marathi is the best example of syllable timed language. The same is the case with Hindi. That is, most of the Indian languages are syllable timed language. But that is not the case with English language. English is not a syllable timed language. It is stressed timed language. Now, what is meant by a stressed timed language? That is, while uttering a word or sentence, equal time is not given to utter all the syllables. More time is given to specific syllables. Less time is given to others in that word or sentence, and sometimes some syllables are silent. That is, while uttering that word or sentence, equal time is not given to utter all the syllables in that word or sentence. Some some sounds are uttered forcefully. That is, stress is given, emphasis is given on particular specific sounds. And therefore, when that stress is given, emphasis is given on that particular syllable, it is called stressed syllable. And in this way, in English language, we sometimes we pronounce some words, some sounds forcefully. We lay emphasis on them, and therefore they are called stressed syllables. And English is, in this way, stressed syllable language. Now, let me tell you how to mark the accent in English. If you want to mark accent in English, you have to first identify the stressed syllable. You have to listen carefully to the word and determine which syllable is emphasized or pronounced more forcefully. And you have to put stress mark or accent mark before that syllable. That is the second trick. That is, you have to place that accent mark before that stressed syllable, the syllable which is uttered more forcefully. Once you identify the stressed syllable, put an accent mark just before that syllable. These are the two methods of marking the accent in English. First, you have to identify the stressed syllable, and then you have to place the accent mark before that syllable. For example, the word banana has the accent on the second syllable. It has stress on the second syllable. So it is marked as banana. It is pronounced as banana. Look at this sentence, this stress mark, this accent mark. It is given before the second syllable na. And therefore, while uttering this word, the speaker will say or will utter this word as banana. Phonemic transcription of this word banana is given, and here also the stress mark, the accent mark is given on before the second syllable in that word. Look at the second example. Here this word elephant has the first syllable, which in this word elephant, the accent is on the first syllable, and therefore it is marked as like this here. That is, stress mark, accent mark is given before the sound A, the syllable A, and therefore the speaker will pronounce it as elephant, elephant, banana, elephant, banana, elephant. In this way, my dear friends, the syllable which is to be pronounced forcefully, before that syllable, that accent mark is given, that stress mark is given. In this way, that word is identified. Friends, by marking the accent, you can visually represent the emphasis or stress in a word, which helps in correct pronunciation and understanding of the word's rhythm. One more important thing you have to note, and that is, accent marks are not commonly used in writing except in a few cases such as dictionaries or language learning resources. That is, marking accent before the syllable or in a language is not a normal part of normal writing. It is not a part of normal writing. That is, that stress mark or accent mark is put before that syllable only in dictionaries, because the learners want to learn the actual pronunciation of that word. That is, if the learner wants to know the pronunciation of that word and he wants to go through such resources, only then we will find such kind of marking before that syllable. That is, it is not a part of normal writing. You will not find such kind of mark in normal writing. Yes, in everyday writing, the pronunciation and accent patterns are learned through exposure, practice, and familiarity with the language. That is, if we want to learn accent, or if we want to know which syllable is marked, we should learn it through exposure, through practice, and familiarity with the language. That is, you have to practice, you have to listen, and then you have to practice. You have to search the dictionaries You have to go to the dictionaries and the books on spoken language, and there you will find such kind of marking related to accent, and only then by practicing that accent you can learn it. That is, I want to tell you that if you want to improve your accent, you can do it through practice only. You should have exposure of language. That is what I want to say. In this, friends, in this video, we have discussed what is an accent and how that accent is marked in a language. I hope that you might have liked this video. Friends, if you want notes on this topic, the link of the notes is given in the description